Hello everybody, BeMetalways here. I'm back after a short break and it's a big release, at least for me. Helloween with the self-titled album in this weekly heavy metal album review. It was released by Nuclear Blast on June 18th, 2021. I hope you don't need any introductions, but let's give a quick background of one of my favorite bands of all times. Helloween, the German power metal institution, was founded back in 1984 in Hamburg. Its first lineup consisted of singer and guitarist Kay Hansen, bassist Markus Grosspoff, guitarist Michael Weikath, and drummer Ingo, I'm not going to pronounce his last name. With the addition of singer Michael Kiske and the release of the Keeper of the Seven Keys albums in 87 and 88, Helloween led the creation of the power metal subgenre. Despite several lineup changes, Andy Darius established himself as the lead singer since the release of the powerful albums Master of the Rings in 94 and The Time of the Oath 96. In 2002, Sascha Gerstner became the second guitarist, and in 2005, Daniel Lobel, the drummer. This lineup has been stable since then and has released another 5 studio albums, the last one being My God-Given Right back in 2015. In November 2016, it was announced that the former members Kai Hansen and Michael Kiske were rejoining the band for a world tour titled Pumpkins United. After several successful shows and leg tours and a live album, in March 2021, it was announced that the band's first album with this Pumpkins United lineup would be simply titled Helloween. And consequently, this Helloween is their first self-titled and 16th full-length studio album. Following the longest gap between two albums from the band, the self-titled album is the first to feature more than one singer because Hansen, Kiske, and Andy Darius, all of them have sang in albums but never together, always as a solo lead vocalist on those previous albums. So this is the first time that they are sharing lead vocal duties. The three of them have very different voices and marked different moments of the band's history, so now to enjoy them together on one record is the ultimate Helloween experience. The standard version of the album features 12 tracks and runs for 65 minutes. This is a band that tends to go long on their albums. On one hand, the collaboration of different songwriters created unique mix which draws from all chapters of the band's history. On the other hand, the new lineup didn't change the writing credits that much. The returning members Kiske has no songs with writing credits, and Hansen is credited with 2. The short instrumental Orbit, which actually serves as an intro to the epic 12 minutes and album closer Skyfall. The song was also released as an edit 7-minute single back in April. Weikath wrote 3 songs, Darius 4, Groskopf and Gerstner each one, and Best Time is the co co-written song on the album, and it's pinned to Darius and Gerstner. This is actually a very fun track that reminds us of the mockery phase of the band, especially the Keeper time. It's very in the veins of songs like I Want Out, for example. I found it one of the coolest, funnest song in the album. Charlie Bauerfeind, who has worked with the band on all studio albums since The Dark Ride in the year 2000, and together with him Dennis Ward, who has also worked with Hansen and Kiske and Unisonic, and of course with Darius in the Pink Cream 69 albums. So this duo, Charlie and Dennis Ward, produced the album and apparently were in charge of keeping all the egos in balance. They made the decisions of which songs to include. The album sounds good on their hands and sounds also quite organic. But given the longtime producer and the strong contribution from Darius, it doesn't deviate too much from the last albums, and it's not like a huge callback to the first albums as much as one might have expected. We must talk first of all about Skyfall. This is an amazing song capturing the best of early and modern Helloween with a flavor of early Gamma Ray on top of it. So it's a very nice mixture. The song is actually a mix of the Keeper of the Seven Keys song and the Gamma Ray song Heal Me. That's how it kind of felt for me. It's epic, it's sketchy, and it's actually a fantastic song. The three vocalists work in perfect balance, sharing the lead vocals, but also adding some powerful backing vocals to each other. And the vocal melodies are beautiful and constantly changing. A very dynamic song, and yet the chorus is so catchy and powerful and repeated a few times. So this balance is just really, really well done. The ending of the song feels inspired by Rainbow's Stargazer, even singing the sentence coming home like the Rainbow song, of course. And I can't praise this song enough. Really, really, by far the best song on the album. Another very good one is Out for the Glory. It is just me or the intro of this song sounds a lot like South of Heaven. I mean, I don't know how Helloween could bring Slayer to their influence, but I found that pretty cool. Overall, the song is, other than this start sounding like South of Heaven, but overall the song is a merger of Walls of Jericho, so their first album, with the Pink Bubbles Go Ape album, because it's really cool to hear Kisk singing again a tune from Wakath. I mean, the song is trademark Wakath, but also has Hanson vocals in it, which brings this early Helloween vibe. Overall, for me, is a great opener and one of the strongest songs on the album. Down in the Dumps is another great contribution for Wakath, a darker, heavier song that reminds me more of the Dark Ride or the Seven Sinners albums. I think the highest notes are sang on this song. I would not expect to see this one live because of it, but who knows? It's a pity because it's a very great song, so let's see. Fear of the Fallen, the single by Darius, and there are also two other songs by him, Mass Pollution and Rise Without Chains. There are typical Darius compositions from from his time with Helloween, but here, of course, you have the added value of sharing vocals with Kisk. The guitar solos are not overdone, but they are all over the album and always comes to add value to the songs and not just to check a box. Despite those three guitarists in this album, there is still room for some very cool bass lines to take the spotlight. I think Groskopf is one of the best and most underrated bass players in metal, certainly in power metal. Additionally, he wrote a song that is pretty cool as well, Indestructible. For being picky here, Helloween tends to go for loaded albums and inevitably ended up with some fillers. It's no different here. I'm actually happy they didn't go for a double CD and they left some songs out. They put some songs as bonus tracks, but even then, some of the songs are less interesting than others. I think Robot King, Senite, and Angels did not work fully for me. And given that Skyfall is the best song of the album, I would have liked to see more contribution from Hansen in writing song materials there. And maybe that they could do more co-written tracks, so more collaboration to fully leverage the powerhouse of songwriters that they have. The good thing is that we don't have a mellow ballad or a very pop oriented song that has happened in previous albums. Despite the return of Hansen and Kisk, the album doesn't sound much different than previous records from the Darius era, and that's not a bad thing, but maybe a missed opportunity. With that said, the album is very good and shines in at almost moments. Skyfall is an instant classic, one of the best songs they wrote in many years, and many of the other songs have very subtle but nice callbacks to other phases of the band. All in all, the self-titled 2021 album has a little something for any Helloween fan, old or new, and the execution is outstanding. So, at the end of the day, I'm giving it 85 out of 100, a very good album and highly recommended for any power metal enthusiast. So enjoy it. Thanks for listening and BeMetalways!